RA go. Volatility days. Yes, indeed. In fact, I haven't checked the market in a moment here. Let me see what we're doing. Yeah, not bad. Pretty much what I would have expected. Okay, everybody's going to get somebody asked me just as I was departing yesterday, hey, show us the indicator, the total market indicator. I want to say that was Robert, actually. That's what I'm thinking. It was Robert. But I'm going to show it to you. This will be probably the last time I'm going to be showing it in public because it is pretty well ready for prime time. So, I mean, don't worry. I talk about it, you know, so you'll get an idea of what, let's see, what do I want to do here? So what the general direction would say, but I will not be showing it anymore because I've already got all the indicators I need set up that will be part of the premium analysis package and probably also part of the indicator. Yeah, exactly. Today, that's the truth, Coin Doctor. But here is the total market cap. Now, I prettied up the graph quite a bit. We have crossed over the 20. Now, it looks like we're potentially bounding up to meet it again. But the indicator did a great job thus far telling me, hey, the market has definitely farther to go. It went all the way up to 400, so it called like a 15% move. It's just been fantastic. That's the good news. The bad news is that the market is behaving as one. I haven't checked today, but that's been the case. That is not typically the sign of a really healthy market. We would like to see some leaders, some distribution, and some followers. When you have the whole market behaving as one, that market is ripe for a big drop, unfortunately. That's what was happening before. For the most part. You know, the market was not distinguishing between the true value, high performers, and just about anything else that was on the coin market cap. Now, part of that is the mathematics built into the system because everything scores back to BTC, but nonetheless, we should have seen some relative value changes, and we saw some, but not as much as I would consider healthy. But anyway, I'm able to zero in and do all kinds of look at the total big picture now. So this has really gotten to the point where it's basically completely useful. Now, originally, let me go back. This part right here where we had the huge run up, which, by the way, both Jonathan and I had talked about. I said, look, I know the market's been dropping like a rock, but it is ready for a spring back big time. Jonathan basically said the same thing as far as I recall. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but as far as I recall, and really very shortly thereafter, that's exactly what it did. It almost went just straight vertical up. Normally, I would say, wow, that kind of a move is too fast. We're going to get a huge retracement to the downside. I didn't say that because basically the indicators didn't say that we were that overbought, and that was pretty much what happened. I put out an alert that said we really weren't as overbought as it would have appeared to be, and that I suspected that there was a bit of a retracement back, but a trend that would more or less stay at the same range. Yeah, it's recalculating now, and that's pretty much what happened. So for Robert, if you're in the room, this is at this point probably the last time I'm going to be showing this indicator. It is really I find it to be. I'll tell you how useful it is. I will not make a trade without this confirming it. I don't care about the individual coin for the most part. I will not make a trade without this confirming, because once this confirms and verifies the overall market condition and direction, you are. Oh, I'm Bill. This is going into my. This isn't part of what I'm doing with Andrew and Crypto Shark. This is something I developed on my own. It's going into my premium analysis. Took me quite a while and everything to post it. Not to mention all the data and the server that I had to set up in the database. So this is going into my premium analysis. So I'm not going to be showing it anymore. For people that get the indicator, which I really need to show you that, basically what I've come up with, and it's taking this analysis here, okay, and then it's adding another layer of assessment on top of that. And what that other layer of assessment winds up with, and it's going to be in the premium analysis section because it's quite involved, and as far as I know, nobody's got it. What it does is it picks the top 3 projects for like a day trade or a couple of hour trade, a top 3 projects for medium-term trades as well. I don't go long-term with it. Long-term trades require qualitative analysis as much as quantitative analysis. If you know, and especially in this market. But I do give a medium. I give a short-term trade, which could be, you know, a couple of hours to a day or two, and then I give medium-term trades, which are probably a week-ish time trades, or you know, perhaps longer. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Quantitative analysis. Yeah, exactly. I go from quantitative to qualitative. In fact, I think Coin Doctor might have been the one that said this, and I completely agree. And is basically what I was doing at the time is the quantitative analysis tells me where to look, essentially. That's how I found Walton. Where to look. One of the ways I found Walton. And then once I've established my quantitative backdrop, my themes, I then start to get technical and actually qualitative analysis is what I'm talking about. I start out with qualitative analysis first, qualitative themes, then and I apply filters, and then once I've done that, I then get to quantitative analysis, because if you start with quantitative analysis without the themes, the odds are you're going to get spanked and you're not going to know why. That's why I don't do strictly technical analysis. I do plenty of it, but that's only after I've established my qualitative filters and my qualitative themes. And as I think, you know, most of you have seen that those qualitative themes, they start out really broad, but then they narrowly focus down until we're at a point that you know, then I pick a technical buy-in and I assess whether the technicals are good for the general buy period, not the particular project, but the general buy. Then I hone in on that particular project. Now, this kind of thing doesn't necessarily apply to ICOs, but I would use very similar concepts. The qualitative aspect of an ICO is the founders, the market it's going after. Is it offering new technology? How much funding does it have? All those kinds of things. And then you can get into the hard numbers of you know, what the market size is, what their funding is, what type of a technical project are they doing. So, yeah, well, not too surprising considering how fast they rose up. You could imagine the market as a spring. So if you pull a spring way back and it jumps up very high, it's going to reverberate or retrace part of it and just steady out at a trend. And that's basically what the EMA suggested would happen. And that's exactly what it did. In fact, on one of my videos, I said, it looks like we're about to, for instance, one of the things I distinctly said was BTC is going to probably outperform Ethereum right now. And if you take it on aggregate, even if BTC is rising and Ethereum as a proxy for all of the altcoins is dropping, then what you'll get is a sort of a trending market, a trending area. So BTC is rising, but the altcoins are sort of taking a little bit of a back seat. The math works out to a trending area, and that's pretty much what happened. It's almost exactly what happened. I've got one of the videos on there. In fact, I don't even think I sent out an update yesterday on my email. I don't know if any of you are on my email list. I think a couple of you are. I don't think I sent anybody an email yesterday. Part of the reason, yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah. Part of the reason was not a whole lot had changed. I mean, the market pretty much went where it went, and that was that. It did exactly what I thought it would do it, and it didn't go. It's at my coinpicker.us site, Bill. That's where it's at. Let me take a look just out of curiosity before I get rolling on this, because today, yeah, I didn't send one yesterday. I intentionally didn't. I put the video out, which said exactly what happened here and what I basically said on the report. I put my video out. I said, you know what? Not an awful lot has changed. We're still going to be on trend. I don't see a down move from here at all. I see continued upward strength, but you know, to a trend line, Now, tell you what I would have liked to have seen, and in fact today I'm going to update that. What I would have liked to have seen was a significant pop over 400. Didn't get that as far as I can tell. Let's look at Litecoin. You know what? I really should do this on. What do I have here? Let me do this on TradingView because I can't really. Yeah, but that's I mean, hopefully some of you have seen the value of this. I mean, to a large extent, this is it. This is the key indicator. And once this one is in a, you know, like I'll give you an example. Once you get, oh, wait a minute, oh, this is what I wanted. Yeah, once you get moves like this, right here, from the 20-day, you can buy any coin for a quick. Yeah, it did. Yeah. Once you get moves like this for the 20-day or you know, whatever, I've decided I really want to tweak this down a little bit. I want the top to be 50, then to go to 21, and then to go to 7, but I haven't done that yet. And for right now, I'm not too hot on the trail on that. But anyway, once you get a move like that from the 20-day, you can buy just about any coin. The ideal is you buy the best coins, but you can buy any coins, and within a day or two, you're sitting on 30% profit. Now, if you that's assuming you were in the situation that I had been talking about, where you pretty well sell out up at the top, relative top. You know, you don't necessarily pick it. You may be a little bit before it, or you might be a little bit after, but a relative top. You have a lot of dry powder, and you continue aggregating small returns in a down market. I mean, we're still in a down market, but you continue aggregating, and a 20 or 30% return. I mean, that's a year. That's a phenomenal year for a hedge fund in the stock world. Phenomenal year, and that's the kind of stuff that this indicator, this particular simple indicator. It's nothing. It's not rocket science, as any of you know. But when I combine this with my other indicator, which I wanted to show that to you today. Give everybody in the chat room a first look at it and a heads up. Basically, what it is you have 3 coins listed on one section, and then 3 coins listed in another section, with the buy points and potential up moves for each one, and that's it. That's all you get. But when you combine those details for those coins, because it says these coins are showing the greatest strength and have the highest potential continuing to move, you match it with this indicator, and you can use, this, you can be this close up, or you can dial it back, whichever you want. And you get a crossover for the 20-day. You want a positive crossover for the 20-day to the 50. Whether or not you get a positive crossover to the 100, that's secondary. If you're in for a long move, you really want that. You want that. If you don't get that, that means you're in a shorter move, which is like the day trade, maybe a couple of days. But for a week or more, you probably want the crossover,